Anyway, we on the prototype side, no? Sa prototype side, we're in as a part of your SDLC, as a part of what we call designing. So we often call discovery prototype. So it's to better understand the user needs. So of course, discovery prototype based on the user while we designing, and of course, nagdi-design tayo. We also seek the detailed of information or the requirements of the user, wherein later on they will be able to infuse other part of the system or the design, wherein you later on you may also include their suggested, or if there will be suggestion na you will be the one to formulate the solution. So on that part, we're in formulating the solution on the just suggested requirements, that yun po yung part na kung saan kino-consider natin you are discovering new things on designing their system. So of course, discovery prototype are not to build with the intent of being fully functional, but to check feasibility of certain approach to the business need. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya yung totally perfect na magpa-function o yung gagana siya, no? So, ang ginagawa po natin is yung feasibility niya, if the proposed is good enough to solve a particular problem, or it's good enough to meet the user requirements. So titignan po natin yun. Possible kasi na based on the the requirements that we are dealing with later on, na mahihirapan pala yung business para i-adapt yung requirements natin. That's why kung ganun po yung mangyayari, you need to look for other option, or you're going to give them other option na yung system is para mapabili. Kaya po tayo nagdi-design. The reason why that we design and develop a system for them is for us to lessen the effort that they will going to use on that particular business process, no? Kumbaga, malighten yung work nila. We will going to lighten their work. Yun po yung reason kung bakit kailangan natin mag-develop ng system, or the reason why that we are proposing system for them. So in many cases, users are trying to improve their business process or streamline procedures. So to facilitate the investigation of new business process, so yung analyst natin can build prototype using sample, halimbawa using sample screen or report. So analysts discuss with user how the new system can support new processes, and they can promote new business procedure. So for the new system prototypes such as this, so help user to discover requirements that might not have thought about otherwise get them. So in thinking creative. So ibig sabihin kasi guys, kung ang mga system user nyo, if you be able to show them your prototype, yung kagaya ng mga screenshot, I think marami kayong makikita sa mga web na mga process, the way that the process work in a particular TPS o transactional processing system. Meron kayong mga prototype, you need to show them those prototype, na basically based on those prototype, yung mga stakeholder nyo or the user may adapt, or simply adapt, not all but some, and then pwede rin po silang mag-suggest. So of course, if you're going to think to do that, you can be able to think outside of the box. So you can think creatively outside of the box. Pag halimbawa nakita nila yung prototype nyo na magsasuggest sila, tapos on that part, ikaw ngayon ay mag-iisip ng beyond dun sa nakikita nila. So na you think that will innovate yung idea nila. So those are the things that you're going to do on the prototype, no? Then of course, generate and evaluate alternative. So many alternative exist to the final design and implementation of a system. So it's very important to define carefully and evaluate all of the possibilities. When the requirements are prioritized, the analyst can generate several alternatives by eliminating some of less important requirements In addition, technology also rise in several alternative for the system. So, ibig sabihin, in some problem encounter or possible suggested requirements by the user requirement by the user or the stakeholder, mag-isip kayo. You need to think possible solution, not only one but several solution and alternate solution for that particular requirements by the customer. Later on, you will going to test what is the best suited requirements or solution that you can use on the suggested requirements by your stakeholder. Pwede yung sabihin na you will eliminating method, mag-eliminate kayo, no? Yung eliminating method nyo is that what will be best for them. So, para sa inyo, i-represent nyo, best lahat yung i-represent nyo, pero sa part po na stakeholder nyo, you will going to present all those options, then you let them choose among those options. And of course, you need to specify also the do's and don'ts of those options para at least they be able to really appreciate well yung sinasuggest yung alternate na option or solution to their problem or to their requirements. So that will be for the generate and evaluate alternate, no? Then after that, you will also you will going to have your review recommendation with the management. Pag halimbawa na design yun. So all of these proceeding activities are done. So in parallel, gather information, define requirements, prioritize, then requirements prototype. So for feasibility and discovery, and generate and evaluate alternative reviewing recommendation with the management is usually done when all of these analysis activities are completed. So, or nearly completed. Kung halimbawa, malapit ng matapos yung design nyo, no? O yung system nyo, pwede na kayong magkaroon ng initial evaluation. Of course, iba pa rin later on pag halimbawa nag-evaluate pa kayo na in-evaluate nyo pa na deploy na. So, nung bago nyo i-deploy, in-evaluate nyo na, in-assess nyo na, then of course that will be for your quality assurance. Then after the assess and evaluation, then during the deployment, deploy mo na, habang nagra-run yung system, pwede mo pa rin i-evaluate. So wherein of course you will going to check whether the requirements already met or the requirements have been met by your system based on the stakeholder needs o yung user requirements mo. So, we have also yung activities of analysis phase of their key question. So, gather information. Ito na po kayong kanina, yung define system requirements, prioritize requirements, prototype and feasibility discover. Then, of course, we have generate and evaluate alternatives. Then, review with the review recommendation with the management. Yan po yung diniscuss ko kanina, no? Yung activities of the analysis and their key questions. Then we have also yung tinatawag nating business process reengineering and analysis. So yung BPRA wherein deals about the fundamental strategic approach of the organization company, extremely internal process to be efficient and effective as possible, and question basic assumption for doing business and seek to find better way. So then of course you uses information technology as part of business process re-engineering. So enabling the information technology under business process, no? Isa po 'yan sa kailangan nating ma-denote on the part of our project, no? So we have also what we call activities of analysis phases, no? Meron tayong and their key question. So the key question under the activities analysis phase, wherein the key question there to be answered when completing the activity should be continue with the design and implementation of the system that you propose. Each of these 6 activity of analysis involve many stakeholder and tasks and involve answering one or more key question. The activity and key question are summarized in the Yan, nakalagay na siya sa illustration. Yung kanina po, yung tinutukoy po natin ito, yung mga key question about sa activity of analysis phase and their key questions. Then yung business process, no? Under the business process re-engineering. So before, merong subject na ganito, BPR, business process re-engineering. Basically, before we'll go into yung business process engineering kasi on that part we're in, we need also to understand yung tinatawag nating functional and the functional and non-functional system requirements, no? Pag sinabi kasi natin system requirements, sino ba yun? So, sandali lang, may nagme-message. So, pag sinabi natin pong system requirements are all of these capabilities constrained that new system must be met. Generally, analysts divide system requirements into two categories. So, ang ginagawa ng system analyst diyan is that you're going to classify the system requirements based on functional and non-functional requirements. Pag sinabi kasi natin non-functional are the activities that the system must perform, that is the business use to which the system will be applied. Pag sinabi nating functional requirements, again, ulitin ko, no? Functional requirements are the activities that the system must perform, that is the business use to which the system will be applied. They derive directly from the capabilities identified during the project planning. For example, if you develop payroll system, the requirements business might be include functions such as ano ba yung mga functional requirements natin. For example, yung write paycheck, or even if you're going to calculate commission, so those are part of calculate commission amount or calculate payroll taxes, maintain employee dependent information and report tax and deduction, o yung income tax return nila, yung IRS nila. So yun yung mga part po ng the system must handle of this function. Yan yung pag gumawa ka ng payroll, yan po yung dapat makita sa payroll na hindi mo pwede siyang i-exclude, no? So, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-exclude. Kasi pag in-exclude mo yan, possible na dapat yung mga part ng system yan, those are non-functional. Pero since ito po ay main function ng payroll, kaya po siya tinatawag na functional requirements, and all these things, functional requirements, must be met by system analyst. So, pag sinabi naman natin, non-functional requirements are characteristic of the system, other activities must be performed or support. So, yan po yung ginagawa po ng non-functional natin, no? So, again, on the part of business process, no? So, re-engineering. So, you should know how to strategize in, kumbaga, meron tayong planning. So, magkakaroon ka ng planning dapat on the part of business process re-engineering after the planning. So, streamline internal process to be as efficient. Streamline the process. So, ibig sabihin, based on your investigation later on, kasama po yun sa planning nyo, yung sa investigation nyo, kasama po yun na you're going to outline all the necessary requirements as well as the possible problem encountered by the system or possible part of the system that need enhancement or innovation or possible part of adaptation of technology or IT on the part of the system. Then of course, magkakaroon ka ng question basics assumption for doing business and seek to find better way. So kagaya ng sinabi ko before, na every time that you're going to develop a part of the system, not necessarily na pag natapos na yung na-meet mo yung problem requirements, you'll be able to have your solution. So kailangan you need to left a question mark. Ibig sabihin, magkakaroon ka pa rin ng possible question or assumption on the particular solution. Because the question may lead to a better solution or better part na kung saan pwedeng ma-innovate o magkaroon ng improvement yung ginawa nating system or ginawa po nating business process, no? Of course, you need to use IT as part of your business process re-engineering. Pag sinabi nating re-engineering, meron na pong existing system. We just so happen that we're going to innovate. So magkaroon tayo ng innovation, no? So the way that we're going to innovate that by simply adapting IT or infrastructure. Pwedeng infrastructure, software development, mga ganyan. Then, of course, system analysis, discover opportunities for process improving any project may include components, no? So sa part any project may include components of business process re-engineering. Yung sinabi nating the system analyst may discover opportunities for process improvement. So of course, through acquiring the latest trend, kailangan marunong ka ng trend o latest trend sa IT so that whatever the trend, kung ano po yung bago or patok po sa information technology, you will going to adapt that for the innovation, or if you see a possible window na pwedeng i-adapt yan para ma-improve yung organization or the business process of the organization, you can adapt that one. Then we have also project may include components of business process re-engineering. Later on, malalaman po natin business process re-engineering. So nabanggit ko na kanina to, yung about functional and non-functional system requirements. So functional requirements, activity system must perform. So use cases based on the procedure and business function documented in analysis model. Then of course, we have also non-functional requirements, technical environment or performance objective po yung non-functional requirements po natin. Usability is also part of non-functional requirements. Reliability and security requirements are considered to be non-functional requirements. Of course, in a payroll, in a computation of payroll system, so basically, hindi mo naman kailangan magkaroon ng security requirements, no? Kung halimbawa hindi naman online yung payroll mo. Wait lang,